Hello and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, do me a huge favor and click that subscribe button down below. I do car reviews and DIY stuff. Now, what do I have next to me? This is the 2026 Kia Sportage. This is the top trim SX Prestige. It is also the hybrid model and it has incredible miles per gallon. I was getting up to 40 miles per gallon without even trying. I'm gonna go over all the incredible specs, the features, and the bang for your buck that you get for this vehicle. And before I continue, I want to say a big thank you to Kia for allowing me to have this car in my home test area for me to film and live with and review for you guys. Thank you very much, Kia. You guys are awesome. And thank you everybody else for watching and sharing and liking my videos. Stay tuned, that's coming up next. Okay, let's talk 2026 Kia Sportage Hybrid. This is again the SX Prestige trim, which means it's the absolute top trim in the Kia world. And let's talk about the face, because that's the biggest headline in new for 2026. So Kia completely updated the entire face using their Opposites United design theme. You still got a little bit of the tiger nose in there, but overall I do like the new face. And I do like how Kia is using their new orange daytime running lights and turn signals. It is flickering on camera, but it does not flicker in real life in person. Also, this particular model has cube LED low beam and high beam. So that's the low beam right there, and this is the high beam. And also has little cube fog lights on each of the side. It does have parking sensors all over the front and the back. My tester, being the top trim, has 360 camera, so that means it has a camera right there, right where the Kia logo is, one in each mirror, of course, one in the rear. As tested, is $41,000, and it has pretty much everything. There's no real options, with the exception of the auto dimming rear mirror. But let's talk about the styling. Let's keep looking. I do like this color. This is called Heritage Blue. And it's very nice, very different, very unique. It does have piano black, shiny black plastic, black paint all over the car, as you guys can see. And the headlight, of course, the wheels are 19-inch wheels. They're wrapped in Hankook Dyna Pro tires. There is, of course, there's one of the cameras, LED turn signals in the mirror, which is nice. It does have a head-up display, which we'll go over in the interior portion. And just looking at it, it's a good-looking SUV. There's a reason why this is Kia's best-selling vehicle, because it's a very good product and you get a lot for your money. And size-wise, you know, modern-day compact, and I say quotations, it's not exactly small. It's very big. It also has a panoramic sunroof, which, let me see if I can show you guys. Yep, there it is, a huge panoramic glass. Also new for 2026, Kia also updated the taillights. They're all LED now. And again, they flicker on camera, but they do not do that in real life. You got a huge Kia emblem in the middle, Sportage on the left, HEV badge on the right, which just says it's a hybrid vehicle. And I love the fact that the wiper is completely hidden underneath the spoiler, which is nice. And I think it does a very much cleaner view of the back. You got your integrated sensors right there, reverse lights right there, right underneath the license plate. And now that we're back here, let's just open up the hatch, and to open to 39 cubic feet of space, which is absolutely excellent. And you got this 2-tier floor system. So what that means is right now I have it set to a lower position, and you can actually, if I move these bags out of the way, 1 second, let me try to do this. My apologies for my voice, I'm a little under the weather, so I sound not that great, but here we go. So you pull this like so, and then you just put it like this, and then you have a level floor, which is excellent. And then of course the seats, you can use these latches right here to fold them individually, like so, to completely maximize your cargo carrying capability, which is excellent. You know, top in its class. You do also have little cubbies on the side, which you can remove. There's a little cover. If I can get this, let me take off my glove here, because I can't do it. Once you lift this up, open it up, you do have an actual rarity nowadays, an actual back spare tire. And these cubbies, you can just pull them off like that, and you can put little tow items and stuff like that. In the cargo area, you do have hooks everywhere. Right here, you do have a rear power source, LED lighting in the interior, everything's LED, super nice. And this cargo privacy cover has two positions. So one is right here, and the other one's further up, so which allows you to recline the seats, which will go over in the interior portion. But overall, it's excellent. It's absolutely massive for its class. And all right, and then of course the height also, also has a smart feature where if you have the key on you, you walk up to the car, it will beep 3 times and it will automatically open in case you have your hands full and things of that nature. And before we continue in the interior, let's take a look at the powertrain of this Kia Sportage Hybrid, which I gotta say is an excellent powertrain. And underneath this very sculpted hood lives a 1.6 turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, made it to a hybrid system, and a 6-speed automatic. No CVT here. Total system power is about 232 horsepower and 271 pound-feet of torque. 6-speed automatic, all-wheel drive, mechanical, which means there's a drive shaft going from the front to the rear. And that's pretty much it under the hood. Let's take a look at this. Jump in the interior, the rear seats, the tech, the features, and then we go for a quick drive. Stay tuned for that. Before we go in the interior, I want to demonstrate you guys what the smart liftgate does. As you guys can see, I'm close to it, it's beeping, and open sesame, voila. It opens completely automatic, which is a very, very good inconvenience feature, because if your hands are full and you got stuff and everything, groceries, a stroller, whatever the case may be, you don't have to worry about anything. You could just stand here and it will automatically open. And then you just, when you're done, push that there and close it, and of course it will close automatically and lock itself up. And before we go in the interior, I want to show you, this is what the Kia's current key looks like. You have lock, unlock, the trunk, panic, remote start, remote parking assist, forward, backwards. And let me show you what that looks like. And I do like the fact that Kia, this lights up when you press the button. So right now the car is blinking at me, so if I do this and I press and hold this button, the vehicle will slowly start moving forward. And let me know in the comment section how many of you actually use this feature. If you even know you have it, if you have a Hyundai or Kia or even a Genesis product, if you guys have this, and then you press and hold the back, and come on, you got to press it in a certain way. There it goes. And you guys can see the reverse light in the middle there, and the car starts slowly backing up. This comes in, of course, handy if you have a very tight driveway, or you go to a mall and park and you can't get out or in. That's a good feature. And then when you're done, you just press the hold button, the turning on button, and car turns off. All right, let's step inside. Let's take a look at the tech, the features of the 2026 Kia Sportage. Stay tuned for that. All right, let's step inside the 2026 Kia Sportage. So as you walk up to the car, the mirror present themselves. They auto fold because it knows you're holding the key. And this lights up. Hard to see on camera daylight, but at night it does light up. You put your hand in it, and then you can also lock it with that button there. Only on the front two doors, not the rears, but it's okay. Get in. And Kia has done an excellent job with this car. Fit and finish materials are very good. You do have hard plastic on here, but over here where it counts are soft padded materials. This is soft padded. You do have, of course, auto up and down all four windows, power folding mirrors, as you guys can see. This one being the top trim, it does have 2-position memory for the mirror and the seat. And let's talk about those seats. The seats are very comfortable, and it's synthetic leather with a little bit of suede. And I gotta say, it looks very nice, very premium. I like the seats. Very super comfortable. And let's step inside. Stepping height is not that bad because it is a compact SUV. And in front of me, you see, let me turn on the car. There's dual 12.3-inch displays, one for instrument cluster duty and one for infotainment. And there's also updatable over the air, so you can get new updates and features. And this is Kia's new latest infotainment system, which is very easy to use, very easy and snappy. You have YouTube, you have entertainment here. So let's see what that does. Oh, it says Kia Connect, which I can't do that now because this is not my car, but you could do voice memos. Super intuitive, super easy to use. You have weather, sports, valet mode, vehicle diagnostics, garage, service reminder, and super snappy. And I don't know what I pressed, but let me go back here. And you do have, you can customize the theme. So if you press on setup, you could change the way this looks, the screen layout. You have all these different themes. So you could do, this is for the cluster. So right now you could set it back to needles. So you could do it like that. Or if you go back to simple, it becomes traditional digital. The graphic style changes based on the driving mode. So you can just leave it like this, or style A. Super nice and easy. You could do screensaver, you could do a clock or nothing. You could do split screen. And the engine just turned on because the car is a hybrid vehicle. What else? Let's see. Yep, that's the same thing. And if I go to heads-up display, you can, of course, you can configure this head-up display, which may be difficult to pick up on camera, but let me do my best here to zoom in. Yep, there it is. You guys see the floating 0 there, which gives you turn-by-turn navigation, either using the standard wireless CarPlay and Android Auto, or the native navigation. It will give you that as well. And let's see if it does. I don't think this vehicle will have it, but no, I don't think it has it because, of course, you will be able to access the Kia Connect system and download themes and things of that nature. So, but overall, it's super easy, very intuitive to use. Of course, being a modern vehicle, of course, it does have backup camera. This one does have 360 camera, and you could do this, which shows you a little graphic of the car, the representation. So super easy to park, bird's eye view. You have that view. You have, this is a top down, kind of like a towing mode view, I guess, if you're going to tow something. And that's the standard view. Super convenient. And speaking of, let me put it back in park. So let's talk about the most controversial thing in this car. For most of my fellow reviewers on YouTube, they completely despise the way Kia set this up. I personally, I guess I'm a simple dude and I don't complain too much, but you can set default to either the climate control, like it is right now, or you could do the infotainment button. So you could just click here to cycle back and forth. And if you press and hold the button right here, it gives you to either pick climate or infotainment or off. I picked climate because I figured climate is more important than setting up media all the time. And right now I have it set to driver, which is also a unique feature that Kia does, where you can just turn on the climate control for the driver only if you're driving by yourself. This way the vehicle becomes more efficient. And here, talking about efficiency, here is the hybrid screen. This tells you what's going on with the hybrid system. And I've been averaging about 39 miles per gallon, which is absolutely excellent. I mean, this vehicle is excellent and fuel efficient. Default mode is eco mode. Switching gears back to the steering wheel. The steering wheel itself, they could have used the steering wheel from the K4, maybe the next version of the Sportage, and it is tilt and telescopic, so you can of course adjust it like so. I'm trying to do this with one hand, a little difficult, but here we go. It's not bad anyway. It does have paddle shifters, so you can shift, which is something very genius that Kia did. So because this is a hybrid vehicle, when you click the paddles, let's say minus, it's probably not going to do it because I'm not in drive. Let's see if it, so if I put it in drive, you see that level 1 in there. So that's the regen braking. So what that means is you have 3 levels of regen braking. What that means is when you let go of the accelerator and you're coasting, it will automatically start braking itself using the electric motor and recharging the hybrid battery by itself, which I think it's a genius piece of technology and super thoughtful, and think in terms of excuse me, getting tongue-tied here. Kia's the engineers, but then here's the trick. When you put the vehicle in sport mode, then those paddles become actual paddles to shift the gears, which is super cool. So as you guys can see, you see 1, 2, and 3. You can manually do the manual mode, which again, I think is genius that the vehicle has that. And I discovered that by accident with another Kia product that I was testing, and I was not able to film it, sadly. But now I remember to film it. On the left side of the vehicle, you do have your dimmer switch to control the 12.3-inch display, traction control on and off. You have the trunk button right here. This is for the battery reset, I guess. When you change the battery, you can press that button to reset it. Parking brake on and off right there. And that's pretty much it. Oh, so going back to the steering wheel, on the left side of the wheel, you have control for the automated cruise control. This does have the highway driving assist too. What that means is it will completely keep a distance and follow the vehicle in front of itself. And in that screen, you'll see it back and forth and everything. It does have lane keep and lane departure warning system and lane centering technology. On the right side of the wheel, you have the mode selector for the media, voice command, track forward, backwards, volume up and down. You have mute, favorites button, and pick up and hang up right here. And then you have a terrain mode. So what that does is you go to snow, mud, and sand. So it had different, basically adding more capability to the all-wheel drive system of the Sportage. And that's pretty much it. And oh, going back to the middle, this is where the wireless charger lives. So you can put in the wireless charger in there. You do have a nice little cubby to hide things away so you can keep it out of sight. The vehicle does have ambient lighting. It's hard to pick up on camera, but you see ambient lighting there, all over the dashboard and the center console there. And these USBs are high powered USB. So that means if you have your smartphone can charge fast charging, you could cycle through either if you want charging and data, or if you just want charging only. And you got 2 USB ports here, more USB port right here in each seat. And let's go back to the middle now. So the shifter is the rotary kind. So you got park is in the middle, twist left for reverse, in the middle for neutral, and then there for drive, and then P of course. and the vehicle start-stop button is right here. You do have heated and ventilated seats in this particular model because it is the SX Prestige trim. 2-level for the heated steering wheel, and may I add, it heats up the entire wheel, which is a nice little feature. Some cars only heat up 9 and 3, so this and this does not. Similar for the passenger, heated and cooled right there. You do have the activates the front and rear parking sensors. This is downhill assist control, auto brake hold, and this just turns on the cameras. It turns on the camera, or if you press and hold it, it does from the interior, it does the remote park thing, which means you can actually now leave the car and the car will stay on, and then you can do your thing. But I'm not doing that again. I'm already here. I already showed you guys what that looks like. And in the center console, you're probably wondering, where are the cup holders? Well, they're right here. Press this button here and press this guy, and then boom, you got your cup holders here, and then you do have a little storage. Decent sized center cubby right here. You do have a traditional 12-volt power outlet. I have my filming gear there, a couple of napkins. And again, talking back to the seats, I do like this little suede on the top here, very nice. Tablet holder in the back / coat hanger. And of course, you do have this massive panoramic glass, because this one being the top trim, it's standard affair. And if you press and hold it twice, you will see that also it has a motorized shade, which is very, very nice for privacy. And the lighting in the interior, everything's LED, so you can turn it on there. And that's pretty much it. The only thing that I have to nitpick, again, it's not minor. You know, again, I mentioned the steering wheel a little bit. Not the end of the world. Most people are not going to care. The fact that it's missing auto dimming mirror. I know you can buy it as an accessory, dealer installed, but it should have been, for the price point of $41,000, that should have been included. Nonetheless, this is an excellent vehicle overall. And let's step into the back seat, and then we go for a quick drive. Stay tuned for that. All right, let's step into the back seat of the 2026 Kia Sportage. These doors are very large. They almost open 90 degrees, so you can enter and exit and enter your kiddos. The materials are very similar. I like this very unique door handle situation here that Kia did. Very, very nice. Actually, my daughter asked me, "Daddy, where's the door lock?" And I didn't know how to answer her, because there isn't physical door locks in the traditional sense. Super cool that they did that. I guess it's completely electronic. This one being the SX Prestige, you do have three-level heated seats back here. Of course, the windows completely go all the way down. Super cool. And correction, they're not auto up and down in the back, only in the front. My test vehicle does have the upgraded Harman Kardon 8-speaker sound system, 400 watts. There's a little speaker grill. There's a very tiny cubby that you can't really put anything large in there. And let's step inside. This is what the seats look like in the back. Very luxurious looking, very nice. Again, I like this little suede here, and synthetic leather feels excellent. And if you don't tell people synthetic leather, they will never know. And let's step in the back seat. The seat is adjusted to how I drive. I am 5'8", plenty of 5'8" with long legs. I feel perfectly fine back here. These seats do recline, so I can have even more comfort. I do like this little cubby here, this little thing that you can just, let me see if I can flip my phone, maybe place it. Yeah, look at that. Perfect. I can use this as a filming assistant. And as you can see, the seats recline plenty, and you do have built-in cup holders back here. They don't slide, but let me see if I can slide the other side, tilt the other side. Yeah, I mean, I'm super comfortable. Again, I'm 5'8", plenty of legroom here. You do have LED lighting everywhere. And I love the fact that the glass comes all the way back here. And yeah, let's spin around again. and show you guys behind the seat here. So you do have a coat, a grocery bag holder, nice little pocket behind the seat. You do have center vents right here, and again, conveniently, you do have USB-C ports on each seat, like I mentioned before. And you got a little cubby right there. And there's a view. Let me mess up the brightness. There you go. There's a view of the updated cluster, which in dashboard looks very, very nice, very upscale. It's almost like a cheat code, getting a luxury car features for a lot less. And that is pretty much it back here. Let's take this 2026 Kia Sportage Hybrid SX Prestige for a quick drive and my final thoughts. Stay tuned for that. All right, let's drive the 2026 Kia Sportage SX Prestige Hybrid. Whew, I know, long word. All right, so now I have the vehicle in normal mode, which is default for this car is eco mode. And I gotta say, this is amazing. It's been great on gas. When it was dropped off to me, it was saying something along the lines like 450 miles, which is insane. And that's what you want in something like this. Also, I did forgot to mention earlier, this has Kia's excellent lane watch technology. So what that does is if you turn on either the right camera or the left, it activates the camera on the mirror. I don't know if it'd be picked up on camera, but it shows you a blind spot it shows you who's in your blind spot. Super useful, super unique technology. Overall, again, the infotainment system is excellent. It runs, both Apple CarPlay, Android Auto wirelessly, or you could plug it in if you want to. And I don't know if the camera's picking that up, but you guys can kind of see what the system is doing in terms of the fuel efficiency. Right there is reading 30. But if I drive this in a very efficient manner, 40 miles per gallon and beyond, it's not a pipe dream. In town, if you're driving in town, it will stay in electric only until up to 34 miles per hour. The engine will not kick on. So, which is super cool. And right here, I'm going downhill, automatically the engine is off. And right now I'm just coasting on electric only. And you guys can see in the graphics, it just says it's charging. So, and I turn on regen level 1, and it's great. This is great. So this is the reason why Kia can make, and Kia had also last year had excellent sales last year. And I'm pretty sure this is part of it. Actually, across the lineup, they've been selling good cars. All their models have been doing very well. But of course, this being in the very competitive compact SUV market, it does well. So if I put my foot down here, of course, you're gonna hear the engine come to life. And you step on it, get in, no problem there. If you need to slow down a little bit, you can use the regen braking to slow you down. And now that I'm in the highway, let me set the cruise control so you guys can see what that does. And I set the distance. So if I set it down to the actual speed limit, and this person decided to leave the highway, okay. But if I set it to actual 55, which is the speed limit here, the MPG just goes up and up and up. Right now it's telling me 30, which again is very high. Anything above 20 is pretty high in modern vehicles. So, and it does a good job. It does have high traffic stop. It will do traffic assist. It will go auto. It will keep up in traffic. It also has auto lane change. Yep, you heard that correctly. What that means is once you turn on the turn signal, and if you are on one of the preconditioned roads, it will automatically change lanes for you once the car knows it's clear, which is super cool technology. You just turn on the turn signal. Because the car has sensors and cameras all over, it knows when to change lanes. It's not going to do it on this road because it's not one of these approved roads, but it will only do that when you see the HDA little symbol in the cluster letting you know that highway driving assist is engaged. But overall, this is a great product. It's a good SUV. It handles very good. Materials are good. Let me turn that off here. It does have, of course, have auto brake hold, which most modern cars have. Head-up display tech is also very good. As I wait here for a car to pass by. And even though this thing has 19-inch wheels, I did not feel it bumpy at all, or jarring to drive. But yeah, I would say to get the best bang for your buck, if you don't trim in this, which will save you the most money, you can definitely get this for under 40. Right now, as tested, is $41,000. Again, this is the SX Prestige model, so this is the absolute top version of the hybrid Sorento. Hybrid Sportage, excuse me, I got confused there. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you like what you see, leave me a comment down below. Tell me what you like, what you don't like about the car. If you have any questions or comments, concerns, I read every comment, and I do respond to everybody when I can. And in that, let's end this video. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you all on the next one. Take care and stay safe.